श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील गुरुदेव की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्याल्प विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील गौर किशोर दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौरीय गुरु वर्ग की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रील भक्ति विज्ञान भारती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति बल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति दायित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति प्रज्ञान भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। नित्यालीला प्रविष्ट विष्णुपाद श्रीमद् भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। All the associates of Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, and all the disciples and followers of those associates ki jai. Jai Śrīla Baladev Vijubhushan Prabhu ki jai. Śrīla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Shri Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Trai ki jai. Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath Sharda Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौड़ मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। अभिन्न वृंदावन श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। जय श्री सर्व अभिष्ट विदत गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। जय श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपीश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम महामंत्र की जय। जय श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। All these amazing Nam Kirtans by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai. Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay, let's do the Mangalacharan and then we will begin. Ajnanaतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gaurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanai Maya varati mingilo daragatan udritya jiva niman. Krishna prema sudabdi gahana sukang pradat prabhung tang bhaje. Vande bhakti vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajang Radharasa Sudha Nidhim. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayang Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanung Yamuna Tatanagar Nandasutam Murali Kalagita Vinodaparang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smaragauragadadara Kelikalang Bhavagauragadadara Pakshachara Shrinu Gauragadadara Charukhathang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptascha Kamadhitaranga Madhe Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Krishna Premavati Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Amal Krishna Prabhu, Karuna Didi, Rukmini Didi, Deepika Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Pramila Didi, Vangshiwala Prabhu. Not so many people on YouTube and Facebook today. Also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradayini Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else watching in the future. Pranams. So today we begin the 5th week of our Bhaktivinoda Gita Dhara program. And since it's at the end of the program, I'm not going to be maybe we can go on for a couple more days. Like, we don't need to do exactly 6 or 7 days. Maybe we can go on for 8 days or 9 days. I don't know. We'll see how it fits in. Because I don't have anything planned after this. It's just this program and then the Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura retreat. So, it's a little bit more free now. So I stayed up kind of late last night trying to write something. I got a late start, but trying to write something about Śrī Nāma for this next. Oh, Dandavat Pranams, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So I started writing something, and I got a lot of different quotes from our acharyas, and I thought maybe we could just start off with reading that, because then I haven't finished it yet. But lots of times when I read it, when I read things, then different ideas come. Like when I read it out loud to all of you, then different ideas come, and then I don't know. I just Yeah. And also I don't have anything planned right now, and so I just that would be something to fill in the time. And then today we're going to be going through the songs Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala, which is the very last song that was published in the edition of Sharanagati that was published by Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. The very last song is Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala. Oh, I can actually add that into the thing I'm writing, because that's, anyways, you'll see. That song is just, he also included, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura also included that song in Jaiva Dharma. And actually, maybe we can find where they sing it in Jaiva Dharma, just so that we can get the context of that. But yeah, it's such an intense song. It's so dramatic. How powerful Nam is. What strength the Nam has, and what effect it has. Like when it actually touches us, what will actually happen? And yeah, it's just an amazing song. And then there's another song by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura, Bhojana-lālase, which I'm not actually so familiar with it, but it's based on one of Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami's verses. And yeah, so those are the two songs that we will go through today. And yeah, let's see. Okay, so this is the editor for my website. This is what I'm working on right now. Let me put it in preview mode. And it's a lot of quotes. It's not just my writing, so we won't be reading so much of me. We'll be reading more of our acharyas. Okay, so, and if anybody has any ideas of anything I could add to this, please let me know. Okay, so I'll skip parts. So throughout all our scriptures, and especially in the books of our Goswamis, the glories of Hari Nama are emphasized above all else. All Gaudiya, and also if there's anything in here that you don't think is totally right, something that's a little bit off, also please let me know. All Gaudiya Vaishnavas clearly understand that chanting the Mahamantra is our everything. It is the primary instruction of Sriman Mahaprabhu and the central jewel of his Shikshashtak, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Indeed, as we hear directly from Mahaprabhu in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Lila in chapters 15 and 16, and also from his associate Srila Narahari Sarkar in Krishna Bhajanamrita, one's true standing as a Kanishta, Madhyam, or Uttam Vaishnav is determined solely by the quality of one's chanting of Kṛṣṇa-nāma. Actually, maybe we could look at that part in Krishna Bhajanamrita at the very beginning. He explains that that's how you determine who somebody's how much they are a Vaishnava is by how much strength their chanting of Nam has. But how do we actually chant? If we are left with just the Mahamantra and no guide, our chanting will end up falling under the direction of our flickering mind. Without proper sambandha and an inclination to serve under proper guidance, the chanting becomes mechanical, and the name will not come in contact with the tongue or other senses. As Srila Rupa Goswami explains in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Atak Shri Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare na bhaver grahyam indriyai sevan mukhe hijivado swayam eva spuratyadha. Therefore, and the meaning is, therefore, the name and other aspects of Sri Krishna, such as his form, qualities, and pastimes, cannot be perceived by the senses. Indeed, when the tongue and other senses are inclined to service, when the jiva and other senses, when they become sevonmukh, they become inclined to service, then that name and so forth manifest on their own, automatically. Swayam eva. Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj warns us against the trap of mechanical chanting devoid of this service attitude. So Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj in the Gaudiya, it was published in the Gaudiya magazine, he says, Do not develop laziness on the pretext of performing solitary bhajan. It is more beneficial to cultivate fields and water plants for the service of the Vaishnavas than to inattentively pull beads hundreds of thousands of times. The result of serving the Vaishnavas is genuine taste for the holy name. Similarly, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj advises us to chant with intensity rather than artificial meditation. So Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he says, sit near me and chant the names of Sri Hari in a loud voice. By artificially engaging in the remembrance of pastimes, the ghost of anarthas and the evil spirit of Maya shall seize your neck with greater force. That was also published in the Gaudiya. If we ignore this guidance, there is little value in simply pulling rope. We will not be able to have genuine contact with Nam, effectively blocking the holy name from touching us due to our offenses. This is where Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's guidance becomes indispensable. He has gifted us so many books and articles containing hundreds of pages of invaluable instructions on how to dive deep into the practice of chanting. He did not treat the name as an abstract concept. He established a tangible economy around it, famously singing Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan Patiyache Nama Hatta Jiver Karan. On the island of Godruma in the land of Nadia, the magnanimous personality Sri Nityananda Prabhu has opened a marketplace of the holy name for the benefit of all living beings. In his vision of the Nam Hatta, the marketplace of the holy name, there are specific roles and transactions designed to distribute and purchase the holy name from Nityananda Prabhu's marketplace. We went through that one day. We went through the different positions and all these details. It's fascinating, actually. Like, there's many different roles that people play in this marketplace. So you can read the fascinating details about this spiritual economy in his book, Shri Godrum Kalpatavi. To inaugurate this distribution, Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura published the Vaishnav Siddhanta Mala booklets, which contain many of these Nam Hatta songs we sang in week 3, as well as the Shikshashtak songs, Namashtak songs, and Nam Kīrtanas that we'll be going through this week. There's 6 booklets. One's Nam, Nam Prachar, Nam Mahima, Nam, what is the other one? 6 booklets like that. I cannot think of anyone who has advocated the glories, necessity, and process of chanting Nam with as much depth and with the process so clearly identified as Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. Even for those of us whose practice of chanting feels extremely weak, I found his article Sadhan and these songs serve as one of the most powerful boosts for getting serious about the process of Nam Japa. And then, actually, originally when I was setting up this program, I was going to call this section Nam and Dham, and then I was going to focus on the Nam Kirtans and the Dham, all the Dham songs, which we've already kind of gone through in Lalasa. But then I decided just to focus it on Nama. But that's why I made this section here, because I really, actually, as Manju Lali Didi, she once mentioned, I think it was on, I forgot what day it was, maybe Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's appearance day, but she quoted this right here, and I really liked that, connecting the Nam with Dham. So as the song above declares, this marketplace is established specifically in Shri Godrum. But why is the connection to the Dham so vital? Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains. You can find this on purebhakti.com. He says, Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada says, we failed to realize how exalted the Dham was, and thus had no predilection for Dham Seva. But a certain holy saint engaged us in Dham Seva, saying that it would bring the highest welfare. Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura established that the Navadip Dham Pracharini Sabha, where everybody would gather together, and how can we perform this Dham and promote its glories? So Sri Vaikuntha Nam alone has come down to this earth. This Vaikuntha Nam alone has come down to this earth, and it is in Śrī Dham that Śrī Nāma has been deposited. Pretentious Nam Seva, performed by one who disconnects oneself from Śrī Dham, does not give the real end, Krishna Kama Seva. Doesn't give us that service that we're aspiring for, that gives Krishna everything that he wants for his pleasure, that service that really fulfills Krishna's calm, his desires. But we won't be able to perform that if in our pretentious Nam Seva, if we're disconnected from the Dham. Yeah, so we have to chant Nam, we have to be connected with the Dham. Both things go together. It's in this Dham that Nam has been given. And so I was just thinking, it would be such I remember with my Śrīla Gurudev, one time somebody says, "Oh Gurudev, when I'm chanting, my mind goes even more crazy than usual. I just start thinking of all these bad things, and my mind becomes completely uncontrolled when I chant, especially." And I think that I think the devotee says, "My mind just wanders all about." That's what he said. And then Śrīla Gurudev says, That's okay. My mind also wanders when I chant." And then he said, sometimes in Vangshivat, sometimes by the Yamuna, sometimes Radhakund, sometimes Shamakund. And so, yes, we want our minds to wander around in the Dham when we chant. And so that's why it's so important to read the glories of the Dham, make prayers to the Dham. There's so many different prayers to the Dham. There's so many different ashtakams to the Dham. All these songs by Narottam Das Thakur, by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. We have so many verses and prayers for the Dham, so that we can be in the consciousness. Okay, and that's why we should sit in front of Tulsi Devi. Tulsi Devi is the Dham. She's the Dham manifest before us. And so, and then in that setting, with our mind in the Dham, not in any other place, then we can chant. There's more power. But we should never disconnect ourselves from the Dham when we chant. So this deep connection between the Dham and the Nam is found throughout his songs, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs. For example, he declares, "To reside in the transcendental Dham and to relish the name of Gaur Hari are the sadhu's sole aspiration." This is a verse in Navadvip Dham Mahatma. And he prays, "I long to pass my days and nights uttering your name within your holy abode." That's in Sharanagati, in the song Prabhu He Tua Pade Emi Nakti Mor. Tua Dhamma Mahe, Tua Nama Gaota, Goaubu Diva Nishi Asha. Then he paints his vision of perfection on the banks of the Ganga, sitting in a solitary place within the transcendental forest on the bank of the Jahnavi river. I shall continuously drink the nectar of Sri Krishna's name. That's the song Kabe Habe Heno Dashamor. Then on the location of Nityananda Prabhu's marketplace, he reminds us of Sri Gurudev's order. "O Gurudev, you have ordered me to dwell in this forest of Godrum, which is non-different from Vraj, and to chant the holy names of Sri Hari. But when, O Master, will you mercifully bestow upon this servant the qualification to fulfill your order?" That's in Gurudev Boro Kripa Kori. Thus, his instruction to us is clear. He says, "With the ambrosial ras of Sri Harinam intoxicating your mind, perform bhajan of the moon of Godrum's forest bowers." That's Godrum Chandra Bhajan Upadesh, verse 3. So originally I considered placing Nam in the fourth week and ending with Lalasa, the Lalasa Kirtans that we just went through. But upon reflection, I realized that Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura often places Nam as the conclusion. For example, in his Dashmula Tattva verses and in the Dashmula chapters of Jaiva Dharma, after rigorously explaining Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojan, he always concludes with the glories of Nam. Right? That's the very end, the last 3 chapters. After going through everything, after explaining the Prayojan, then he goes through the 3 chapters of Nam Tattva, Namaparad, Namabhas, and then Namaparad, like that. even in his final book, Śrī Bhajan Rahasya, which follows Harinam Chintamani, this book shows in detail how to go deep into the process of Nam Bhajan. So at the very ends, he writes this book explaining how to chant Nam. And just like we're going to go through the song Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala, that's the very last song in the book Śrī after the Śrīla-Lhālase songs. Then it ends with the song Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala. I think I might add that here. So in that Bhajan Rahasya, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura reveals the deep science of the Mahamantra. I wonder if science is the right word here. Science. Maybe a different word. Maybe the methodology. But it shows how all the pastimes are contained within the Mahamantra. Anyways, I'll have to think about that. He shows how each pair of names in the Mahamantra is tied to the 8 verses of the Shikshashtak, and also to the first verse of Shikshashtak, the seven excellent results. And he explains that for the sadhak, these verses guide us through the stages of development, from Shraddha to Bhav. And for one in whom Bhav is awakens, the Jatarati Sadhak, they correspond to Shishi Radha Govinda's Ashtakaliya Lila, the pastimes throughout the day. In Bhajan Rahasya, in the 10th verse, there's that verse, Tam Nirvyajam. So in that verse, then he writes there's a whole sequence of verses in that 10th text. And he uses the word kram, sequence, 6 times there, highlighting that the Shikshashtak isn't just a collection of nice prayers, but it is a step-by-step methodology for gaining perfection in chanting. And we actually include this whole section in the Gaudiya Giti Gutra. So, anyways, now I need to prepare this next section, which will give a brief summary of all these things. So there's the Namashtak, we'll be going through the Namashtak songs. So Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's songs based on Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Namashtak, and then his songs, the Shikshashtak songs, and then the Nam Mahatma. We're going through these 2 songs today, Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala and Bhojana-lālase. And then Śrīman Mahaprabhu Shatanam, the 100 names of Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Vinkshottara Shatanam, that's the 120 names of Krishna. And then there are 2 Nam Kirtans in Kalyana Kalpataru, Kali Kukuraka Dana Jadi Chauhe and Vibhavari Shesha. And then we'll also go through, maybe we might not go through it because we've already gone through the Nagar Kirtans, but we've already gone through a lot of Nam Kirtans. So, then I need to prepare the selection form and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm going to be doing as soon as this program's over. All right, so that was, thanks for letting me do that. That was, it's really helpful for me when I read things out loud with all of you. Now I'm getting some ideas of how to make that better. All right, so Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala. As I mentioned before, this is the very last song in the Sharanagati book. Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala. What strength! How much? Koto means how much ball, how much strength. Dhare is held. How much strength does Krishna's name hold? That's what it literally means. So what strength Krishna's name contains? So Vishaya Vasananale. So Mor Chitta Sada Jwale. So Mor Chitta, my heart, I'm not sure, soul, heart, I like heart. My heart is always burning. Jwale. Jwale means burns. Sada, it's always burning, constantly, in the anal, in the fire of Vishaya Vasana, in the desires for hankering for the objects of the senses, for enjoying. We want to be the enjoyers. And so in this way, my heart's always burning. I want this. I want to enjoy that. Oh, I'm hungry. I want to eat that pie. Oh, I'm this. Like, we have all these desires. And so my heart's always burning in this way. And into that Ravi Tapta, that sun-scorched Marubhumi, desert, that desert of my heart, which is like Ravi Tapta, is being scorched by the sun. Ravi means the sun, Tapta means being scorched. And it's like a desert, it's completely dry, nothing can grow in it. It's like cracked dirt, like just nothing. So in that desert-like sun-scorched heart, the Nam Karna Randra Patta Diya. Diya means it goes through the pathways of my Karna Randra. The whole Randra means the hole within my Karna, within my ear. And through the holes of my ear, that pathway, it Hriddhi Maje Praveshya, it enters within my heart. Hriddhi means heart, Maje, within my heart. And then Varishai Sudha Anupam. Then this Sudha, this nectar of Kṛṣṇa-nāma, Varishai, it just showers down like a deluge of water, just showers down. And this Sudha is Anupam. There's no comparison to it. It can never be imitated, copied. It's matchless. And then, once it's entered into my heart, then Hridoy Hoite, then from my heart, this Nam comes out, it speaks through my heart. And Jivar, and it comes onto my tongue. It comes, Jiva means the tongue, Agrete means onto the tip, Chale, it moves onto the tip of my tongue. And Shabda Rupe, in the form of Shabda, this sound vibration, Nache, it dances, Anukshan, it dances incessantly, without breaking. You just can't stop chanting. And so this is, and Kante Mor Bhange Swar. And then when this sound vibration is coming out from my heart, moving out onto my tongue, and then my voice, Kanta, my voice, Bhange Swar, sorry, no. My throat gets choked. Bhange, Mor means my Kanta, my throat becomes bhanga, becomes like choked. The sounds becomes bhanga, becomes broken, choked. And anga kampe tara. My body, my anga, all my bodily limbs, kampe, start to tremble. And tara means is like how do you say onomatopoeic word? You know, it's like it's all trembling like that. And stir hoite na pare charan. And my feet, my charan, my feet, na pare, cannot steer, cannot remain steady. Like my feet just, I can't keep my feet still anymore. I just have to dance. That's the power of Krishna's name. And this description here reminded me of something that Achyutananda Prabhu wrote in 1971 or 72, I think, in Back to Godhead, of his meeting with Śrīla Bhakti-Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. Now, this might not be fully, like, this is his memory of what Śrīla Sridhar Goswami Maharaj said to him, and it was published in Back to Godhead at that time. So I wouldn't say like this is exactly Śrīla Bhakti-Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's words. This is his understanding of Śrīla Sridhar Goswami Maharaj's words. But still, I really loved this description here. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Anyways, I'll just look through a couple parts of it. So, Śrīla Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he said to Achyutananda Prabhu, can you explain how, if the name is a spiritual thing, how is it that we are all chanting it with the material tongue? This is Achyutananda asked this to Śrīla Sridhar Goswami Maharaj. He asked this feeling quite foolish. After some silence, he began to speak, Nitai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, and then he proceeded. It cannot be uttered by a material tongue, nor can a material ear hear the name. He, the name, is adhokshach, is beyond experimental knowledge, having reserved the right of not being exposed to organic senses. All the experience, knowledge, and memories that we have are gleaned with the help of mundane sense perception. Our tongue is comprised mostly of earth and water elements. The nerve endings extending to all parts of the body carry charges of electricity, also a material element. If an object is too far away, it is not touchable, seeable, tasteable, etc. If an object is too close, it is also imperceptible. We can't see our own tilak mark, or even our own eyelids. When the senses are extended by microscopes and telescopes, these instruments have more range, but are still limited to the material sphere. The telescope cannot penetrate the outermost covering of the universe. The microscope lens is composed of atoms and therefore cannot see the atom or anything smaller than the atom. Likewise, the system of mental speculation is also inefficient to perceive the spiritual elements. Mind is a material element whose density is very slight. Higher abstractions are no more spiritual than hard rocks. There is a common belief that by extending the potency of the mind, we can conceive of the infinite, but this process is defective. If the infinite can be confined in a limited mind, then it is not infinite. I don't even know how many hairs are on my head. Mental speculators grind their brains over abstract aphorisms of Zen and the Upanishads and think that by their own power they can achieve something like infinity. The result is mental masturbation. The mind explodes and dies of exhaustion, and the reaction is deplorable. Total forgetfulness of the self and the infinite. There are channels by which the infinite descends. This is what I wanted to read. He is all power, glory, beauty, knowledge, wealth, and renunciation. He is dominant, all extending, free, and autocratic. The infinite cannot be contained in a limited sphere, as I've just said. But if he is really infinite, then he has the power of making himself known in all his fullness to the finite mind. When, out of his own prerogative, he takes the initiative and reveals himself to the devotee, there is actual perception of Godhead, self-realization, transcendental revelation. By the channel of transcendental sound, he comes by vibrating the spiritual tongue of the pure devotees, representing him to the world. The spiritual element vibrates from the spiritual tongues of the perfect devotees' audience, which have hitherto never been vibrated. The pure devotee utters the name of God. Our material ears hear some sounds that resembles the transcendental names of Krishna. Our eardrum moves the liquid of the inner ear, half water and half air, which vibrates the ethereal element and touches our mind. At this point, the soul has still been untouched, and there has been no genuine spiritual experience. By hearing with the mind's impressions, we enjoy the sound of the cymbals, the beat of the chant, the pleasant company and effect of listening and hearing. But it doesn't stop the here. Piercing the mind, the original sound uttered by Gurudev moves our intellect, and we consider philosophical and metaphysical truths. For millions of years, sages chanted this on the banks of many holy rivers. I don't know what that word is. Maybe it's a spelling mistake. Anyways, Ides flood. I don't know what that is. Ides flood everywhere about the ideas. Sorry, that's ideas flood everywhere about the possible effects of the mantra. This, while being quite blissful, is not spiritual revelation in the true sense. Beyond the intelligence is the spiritual element, the soul, myself. That sound, having cut through all my senses, including the mind and intellect, now vibrates the finest sentiments of my own real existence. This is the perception of the holy name on the spiritual plane with my spiritual ear. Then the soul inspired recapitulates, sending the vibration back into the intelligence, mind, and so on. The whole process inverted out to my external tongue, and we say, Hare Krishna. That Hare Krishna is he, and we dance in ecstasy. Sounds, sounds, sounds. His Holiness repeated slowly. Sounds. Catch hold of the sounds. Seize the sound waves traveling within the ether, and your happiness in spiritual life is assured. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to write, because he explains that whole, this song is explaining that process of how into the sun-scorched desert of my heart, through the passages of my ears, Krishna's name rains down inimitable nectar. Then he speaks from my heart, moves to the tip of my tongue, and dances there incessantly as sound vibration. My voice chokes in my throat, my limbs tremble fiercely, and I cannot keep my feet still. And now streams fall from my eyes. Choke means the eyes. Dhara. So from my eyes flows tears. And dehe garma. My body is garma. Garma means perspires. And pulakita sabacharma. Charma means my skin, so all throughout my skin is horripilating. And vivarna hoilo kalevar, and my body, my kalevar, vivarna hoilo, becomes discolored. It becomes pale, like the color of my entire body changes. And murchita hoilo man, and my mind becomes, hoilo means becomes, murchita, completely, it loses consciousness. And pralayar agaman, devastation, agaman means looming. Bhave, so by this bhav, by this ecstatic emotion, sarva deha jara jara, my entire body is thus, jara jara means completely racked. Actually, I want to look up that word jara jara in the one was tara tara and then jara jara. Jara, shattered, crumbled to pieces, ragged, wasted. So this is completely, yeah. My body is thus racked by ecstatic emotion, bhav. So this is what happens when the name actually touches us, enters our heart. Right now, the name is being blocked from entering our heart. That's why this isn't happening. And what is that block? It's our offenses. So that's why if we want to chant that, that's why Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura's whole book, Harinam Chintamani, like 90% of the book is going through the offenses to the holy name, or maybe 80%, but like the majority of the book, because that is what's blocking this from happening. So kori eta upadrav, while wreaking such havoc. Upadrav means like havoc. Then chitte varshe sudha drava. Then Krishna's name pours forth torrents of nectar upon my soul. Drava means completely like pouring. This chitte varshe. Chitte means on the heart or my soul. Varshe, this deluge of nectar is just being poured onto like a deluge onto my heart. And more dare premer sagare. And this is drowning me. Dare also means pouring, doesn't it? Drava doesn't mean pouring, does it? Let me just look this up really quick. Drava, fluid. Oh yeah, liquefied. Yeah, Brahma Dravato, right? So this liquid, this nectar liquid, more dare, and dare means pours, pours from the ocean of prem. So while wreaking such havoc, Shri Krishna's name pours forth torrents of nectar upon my soul, drowning me in an ocean of prem, of pure love. And I love this here. It says, Kichu na bhujite dilo. He's not let me understand. He's not allowed me. Bhujite dilo means he hasn't allowed me to Kichuna to understand anything. What the heck is going on? It's just like this name, Kichuna Bhujite. He's not allowed me to make sense of anything. He is more to batul koilo. He has made me completely, batul means completely mad. And more chitta bitta sava hare. And he's stolen away my chitta, my heart, and bitta. Bitta means my wealth. Everything that I own, all my possessions, all my family members, any wealth that I have gone, he's stolen that away. He's stolen away my heart, my wealth. He's made me crazy, completely batul. And he's not made me allowed me to make sense of anything, what's going on. And then loino ashray jar, heno vyavahar tar. So such is, heno means such is the vyavahar. Such is the behavior, tar, of he, that person, jar, of whom, loinu ashray, I have taken shelter. Such is the behavior of that person I've taken shelter of. This Kṛṣṇa-nāma, which is non-different from Krishna. He steals everything. He steals my heart and wealth. He doesn't allow me to understand what the heck's going on, and he's made me completely mad. Such is the behavior of the person I've taken shelter of. Varnite napari eshakal. There's no way I eshakal, all this what's going on. Varnite napari. I can't explain it. There's no way to describe it. Varnite napari. I can't describe it. Kṛṣṇa-nāma ichamoy. Krishna's name is ichamoy. It has its own independent will. Krishna does as it likes. Jahe jahe sukhi hoy, she mor sukher sambal. So Krishna's name does as it pleases. And jahe jahe sukhi hoy. Whatever jahe jahe means, whatever makes it happy, it does. Whatever it wants to do, it has its own independent will. And she mor, this pleasure of Kṛṣṇa-nāma, this is sukher sambal. This is the only, sambal means like provision, right? Provision. It's all the happiness I require is that. Whatever pleases the name. Krishna's name does as he pleases, and whatever pleases him is all the happiness I require. Now, Krishna's name is both the bud of pure love. It's the Premier Kalika, Nam. This Nam is the Premier Kalika. It's the bud of pure love. And Arbhut Raser Dham. It is the Dham. It is the complete abode of astonishing. Arbhut means astonishing ras. Heno bal koroye prakash. So, Heno means such strength. That name, Prakash Koroye, it displays, it manifests such power that as he, Ishat Vikashi Puna. So, again, as he manifests again, Ishat, just slightly, Ishat means just slightly Vikashi, he manifests, Vikashiya. He just slightly blooms, he slightly manifests, then dekai nija rupa guna. And as soon as this nam, it has such power, henobal, such power, that when it manifests, just blooming just slightly again, then that name, dekai, it shows its own rup, its own form, and gun, and its qualities. So you see the form of the name. What is the form of the name? That's Krishna's form. The name is non-different from Krishna's form. So then you actually have darshan of Krishna's beautiful form. And you start to see all of Krishna's beautiful qualities. And Chitta Hari Loy Krishna Pash. And then the name steals, Chitta Hariya, it steals away my heart, and Loy Krishna Pash. And it takes me, Krishna Pash, next to Krishna. It takes me right next to Krishna. And we hear there's actually beautiful quotes. I have to find them. I think it was in the what is that article by Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada? I'm trying to think. Erecting the temple of the Bhagavat or something like that. And he explains this process of Nam, Rup, Gun, and Lila manifesting more and more and more and more. Like this name, how it starts to blossom, and it blossoms in the form of first as Nam, and then Rup, then Gun, and then Lila. He explains it in a really beautiful way, but I have to find that where he explains that. But yeah, so this name, this name again manifests only slightly, exhibits his form and qualities, and then steals my heart away, taking it to Krishna. And then Purna Vikashita Hoya. Then when Krishna's name blossoms fully, so this is when it's Ishat Vikashi, it like slowly like starts to bloom, but then once it's Purna Vikashita, once it's fully blossomed, then Vraje Mor Jai Loya. then that name takes me to Vraj. Dekhai mor Swarupa Vilas. Takes me all the way to Vraj, and dekhai, it shows me, more, it shows to me Swarup Vilas, his own Swarup Vilas, his own transcendental pastimes. So Nam, Rup, Gun, and now finally, when it's fully blossomed, the Vilas, the Lila. And then More Siddha Deha Diya. Then this name gives to me, More means to me, Diya, having given me my Siddha Deha, my spiritually perfect body, Krishna Pashe Rakhe Giya. Then he places me at Krishna's side. Rakhe Giya. He places me there. So I guess before I get, like, before the name just, because it says, takes me to Krishna, but this time we're just getting like a glimpse. But now finally it keeps me there. I am constantly there next to Krishna. Krishna Pashe Rakhe Giya. And E Deher Kore Sarvanash. And it places me at Krishna's side, and E Deher Kore Sarvanash. It completely destroys this body. I really love, there's a song, what time is it? Oh my God, we only have a couple minutes. Okay, we only have one verse, so I can finish in time. We'll go through the Raghunath Das Goswami thing later. It's actually better because I haven't looked at it yet. But there's this one song where Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explains this. We went through it recently in Lalasa. This is the last song here. It's such a beautiful song, but he explains the same thing. How? Here. Right here. Oops. Here it is. Yeah, here. Look, he says, so this Brajavasi is taking him all throughout Brajmandal, and he's having darshan, and he's mentioning all this, like, yearning for this day. And I shall drink my fill of Yamuna's water from my cupped hands. At night I shall sleep in the doorway of a temple. When the time of my demise arrives, this material body will become a grand feast for all the aquatic creatures. In my perfected spiritual body, I will eternally reside at the feet of a Saki in her kunj and render service to precious Shri Krishna. This vile sinner presents this request. O Shri Janava Devi, please bestow your mercy on me this time. So when Krishna's name blossoms fully in my heart, that name takes me to Vraj to show me his own transcendental pastimes, and then granting me a spiritually perfect body, my Siddha Deha, he places me at Krishna's side and destroys this body. And that is called Vastu Siddhi, when your material body is destroyed and now you're fully situated in your spiritual body. Everything, it's no more just a meditation on your internal form like that, but actually you have no more material form anymore. It's destroyed. Your body's destroyed. So this is what Kṛṣṇa-nāma does. And then this is the last verse. Krishna's name is a touchstone. Kṛṣṇa-nāma Chintamani. Akila Raser Kani. It is a kani, a mine of Akila Ras, of all ras. All ras is contained. All relationship, all the different all the different moods and feeling, everything, all ras is contained within Krishna Ras. It's a mine of all ras. It is eternally free and full of pure ras. It is Nitya Mukta, eternally free, and Shuddha Rasamoy, filled with pure ras. And so, Namer Balai Joto, Balai refers to all the things blocking it, refers to the offenses, the aparads, all the namaparats. Sabloy Hoy Hato. By the strength of Krishna's name, then Namer Balai, all offenses to the name, Joto, all that is, Sab Loy Hoy Hata. It takes all those offenses and removes them. And Tabe Mor Sukher Uday. And that is when my joy arises. Uday means arises, Sukher Uday. My happiness arises then. When the name takes all my offenses and throws it away. And how does that happen? How is the name able to take my offenses and throw them away? Is when we're able to honor Vaishnavas. That's why Śrīla Jagannath, we just read that quote from Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, right? He says, better than just pulling rope hundreds of thousands of times. So chanting lakhs of name, but he says that's just pulling rope if we're not serving the Vaishnavas. So we serve the Vaishnavas so that the name can take away all our offenses. All the nam-aparads can go away. That's why we're serving the Vaishnavas so that we can chant the name. And that's why in Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, right? Sakale saman korite shakati deho nata jata jata. Oh Gurudev, when will you give me the power to honor all Vaishnavas according to their level? So deal appropriately with Vaishnavas, be able to serve them, and then Harinam Sukhe, then Tabeto Gaibo, then I will sing Harinam Sukhe happily. Why? Because aparad habe hata, all my offenses will be removed. That's the thing that's blocking Nam from having its effect from us, from being able to actually enter our ears and go down into our heart. It's not reaching our heart because of aparad. Why do we have aparad? Main reason is because we aren't properly honoring Vaishnavas. That's the first offense to the holy name, right? And of course the other aparads are there, but the first offense is dishonoring devotees who have dedicated their lives to propagating Śrī Nāma. The devotees are so dear to the name, so dear to Krishna and the name. And so if we do anything that's against the person that's so dear to Krishna's name, then Krishna's name will, you won't have any good effect from chanting. So, yeah. All right, that's our program for today. It's 8:04. Oh, I went a little bit over time. If anybody wants to sing, stay just a little bit longer. We'll just sing this once through. I won't not lead and repeat. We'll just sing it once through, and then we'll end. Okay. Kṛṣṇa-nāma Dhare Kato Bala Vishaya Vasanale Mora Chitta Sada Jwale Ravi Tapta Marubhumi Sama Karnarandra Patha Diya Hridi Majhe Praveshiya Varishai Sudhayanupama Ahridaya hoite bole Jivaraya grete chale Shabda rupe nache anokshan O kanthe mor bhange swar O yanga kampe thara thara Sthir hoite na pae re charan O chokhe dhara dehe gharma Pulakita saba charma Avivana hoi lokale vara Murchita hoi loman Apralayera yagamana Bhave sarva Deha jara jara Kori eto upadrava Chitte varshe sudadrava O more dare premer sagare Kichu na bujite dilo O more to batula koilo Kichu na bujite dilo More to batula koilo मोर चित्त बित्त सब हारे लैनो आश्रय जार हेनो व्यवहार तार वर्णिते ना पारिये सकला कृष्ण नाम इच्छामय जाहे जाहे सुखी होय সেই মোর সুখের সম্বল প্রেমের কলিকা নাম অর্ভুত রসের ধাম হেন বল ও করো এ প্রকাশ ও ঈশত বিকাশী পুনা ও দেখায় নিজ রূপ গুণা চিত্ত হরিলয় কৃষ্ণ পাশ ও পূর্ণ বিকশিত হইয়া ব্রজে মোরে যায় লয়া ও দেখায় মোরে স্বরূপ বিলাস ও মোরে সিদ্ধ দেহা দিয়া ও কৃষ্ণ পাশে রাখে গিয়া এ দেহের করে সর্বনাশ ও কৃষ্ণ নাম চিন্তামণি ও অখিল রসের খনি ও নিত্য মুক্ত শুদ্ধ রসময় ও নামের বালাই যত ও সবলয়ে হই হত তবে মোর সুখের উদয় তবে মোর সুখের উদয় কৃষ্ণ নাম ধরে কত বল কৃষ্ণ নাম ধরে কত বল হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় কৃষ্ণ নাম জয় কৃষ্ণ নাম কৃষ্ণ নাম জয় কৃষ্ণ নাম জয় হরি নাম জয় হরি নাম হরি নাম জয় হরি নাম হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল जय श्री सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि की जय श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरण मोहन जू की जय जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय जय श्री परम गुरुदेव की जय जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय श्री रूपानु गौड़िया गुरु वर्ग की जय स्वपाद सच्ची गौ नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीगान की जय श्री गिरिराज महाराज की जय श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय his completely amazing transcendental Nam Kirtans ki jai. Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Shri Hari Nāma Sankirtan ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Ananta, Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees. Krishna Premavati Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Amal Krishna Prabhu, Karuna Didi, Rukmini Didi, Deepika Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Champak Mataji, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji. Dandavat pranams. And all devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see who is there. 1 second. There. Pramila Didi, Vangshiwala Prabhu, and Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams Maharaj, and Rasapriya Didi. And I see a few other devotees. If you leave a comment, I'll see your name, I'll see who you are. But I see there are 8 devotees there right now. And also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shati Devi, Jaidev Prabhu, Krishna Vallabha Didi, Ananda Pradani Didi, Vrinda Didi, Anuradha Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow to we'll go through this other song by Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura based on a verse by Śrīla Raghunath Das Goswami. It's a very descriptive verse. Maybe we can go through that song, and then we can also, because that song compares Krishna's name to, like it's comparing it to a beverage, and we mix it with, it tells the ingredients that we mix it together, and it makes the most sweet drink, and it's like a very, it's all about, it's like very descriptive in that way. And then maybe we could also go through the song Tomare Bhuliya, about how Krishna's name is like sugarcane. I think those 2 songs would go together. And you see how power, like, could you just imagine if, like, before you chant, I'm not doing this, I've never done it, but I'm just thinking, like, maybe I should start doing this. I've done it with the Namashtak songs. Like, when I go to chant, then I try to think of the Namashtak songs, but I haven't done it with this song. And I'm just thinking, like, when you're chanting and you're seeing how powerful the name is, and like what the effect can be, and like that might give us like a little bit of drive to, like, okay, let's actually take this seriously. I want this to happen to me. And I wanted to see how it's introduced in Jaiva Dharma, but maybe we can look at that tomorrow. Okay. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before we end the program for today? Okay. Dandavat pranams.
There's a comment in the chat.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Amal Krishna says, how can we get free from Nam Aparad? Okay, let's talk about this tomorrow. Okay, sure. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, that Gurudev Kripa Bunadiya, that second verse, but we can talk a little bit more also, because that's a big topic. All right. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, sometimes I forget to look at the chat. All right. Dandavat pranams, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe.